Playoffs are almost done. Welcome to day 7. This is Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Students Debate Competition, Season 7. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Run a search for Nigeria Info. You cannot miss it. Welcome one, welcome all. I'm Femi Obong-Daniels. I never walk alone. So here's my partner. Not in crime, but in all things good. How are you doing, Yvonne?
Very well, thank you, Femi. Welcome, Lagos, to day 7 of the playoffs right here on Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Debate Competition, Season 7. Our judges are on standby. You know them already, but for the benefit of those who have just tuned in for the first time, we have Dr. Chike Adiche. He is the head of Department of Communication, Media and Cultural Studies, Pan Atlantic University here in Lagos. We also have Isioma Araine, who is the head of Legal and Administration for AIM Group. And then we have Amabasi Ekove, she is the program officer at Budget Foundation, and our very own Ufoma Egbamuno, who is the news manager for Cool FM, Wazobia FM, and Nigeria Info.
All right, our partners for this season of I Beg to Differ Students Debate are Obiwizi and Just Food. Obiwizi, you probably already know. That's where you can get your gadgets, both brand new and pre-owned. And Just Food, well, they make Just Delight non-dairy ice cream. As for the winners, the top 3 at the end of the day, the last 3 standing debaters. The winner of this season of I Beg to Differ Students Debate will receive 1 million naira, a GL G10 Pro tablet, a Green Lion folding laptop stand, a Green Lion 3-in-1 combo, a GP Pro gaming console, and a GL Pocket Power Bank. The second placed finisher will receive 500,000 naira, a GL G10 Pro tablet, a Green Lion 3-in-1 combo, a GL Champion mini speaker, and a mini handheld fan. The third place finisher will walk away with 250,000 naira, Green Lion Earbuds Pro, a Green Lion Smartwatch Ultra SE, and a GL Champion mini speaker. Lest I forget, also a mini handheld fan to go home with. All gadgets courtesy of Obiwizi.
That's right. For sponsorship, and by sponsorship I mean if you'd like to partner with Nigeria Info and I Beg to Differ, if you'd like to sponsor the prizes, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. info@nigeriainfo.fm. It is time to meet our contestants for this hour.
And just before that, may I add, it's a wonderful opportunity for you to send your messaging to the widest possible audience,
right?
And also to catch multiple parents, kids, tomorrow's future, and you don't want to miss it. Plus, don't forget, I Beg to Differ. I Beg to Differ is multidimensional, as we are now. On Monday, I Beg to Differ kickstarts in Port Harcourt and in Abuja, and then there is the national finals in quarter 2.
That's right.
Sometime in April, where all the best students from across the country come back here. Yes, this is the time I would expect that one or two more brands will join, especially for the heated parts of I Beg to Differ, which commences next week, which is the round of 16.
That's right. Our contestants for this hour are Akunna Divine Chidimma. She is returning. She is a student of Ikorodu Senior High School, about the 4th student in this season. She is 16 years old and she is in SS3. Her opponent, Adepetu Adenike, is also 16 years old, a student of Pacific Comprehensive College, and she is in SS2. Both candidates today will debate the topic. Tertiary institutions should be responsible for entrance examinations, not JAMB. Tertiary institutions should be responsible for entrance examinations, not JAMB. We're about to find out how they will debate today. They, of course, were told to prepare for both sides of the topic. We're about to find out who argues in favor of the motion and who argues in the opposition.
And as we perform that necessary, mandatory ritual, remember, debaters, remember Divine and Adenike. The judges will award points based on the number, quality, and originality of every unique point you make. The judges will also judge your style based on the clarity of thought and eloquence of presentation. Remember, originality and uniqueness. That is where your points will be judged on. There is a potential after the 3 rounds of presentation, rebuttal, and closing, you may tie. If you do tie, well, you'll engage in a tiebreaker round. For that tiebreaker round, you will have to switch sides and debate on the opposite sides. You will have 5 minutes to argue the position previously argued by your opponent. And as a little context, for your rebuttal rounds, remember to take notes during the presentation rounds by your opponent, points you would like to rebut. There could be a situation where you don't have enough points to rebut and you have more time on your hand. Don't waste the time. Seize the opportunity to make additional points, whether from your closing or points you could not touch during your presentation round. It will also count. Okay? Brilliant.
Fantastic. Now we're going to find out what sides both debaters picked. I'll start with the lady to my right, Adepetu Adenike. What side will you be arguing today?
In support.
You are supporting the motion that tertiary institutions should be responsible for entrance examinations, not JAMB. Therefore, Akunna Divine will say no, JAMB should be responsible for examinations and not tertiary institutions.
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic.
Nike, you almost did kumbaya when you seem particularly happy with the side you picked. Huh?
Yeah.
Particularly
Okay.
happy. Okay. So,
Fantastic.
and how are you feeling, Divine?
Feeling better, fine.
You're feeling okay.
Yes.
Did you wish you were supporting and not opposing?
Well, I tried not to focus on one part. I did both, so not to fall in love with any of the sides.
Fantastic. We'll give you some time to get into the mental frame. Right? That makes sense, right?
That's right. And when we come back, Lagos, we'll hear the opening rounds, the presentation rounds. This is I Beg to Differ, Season 7. The action is about to start. Stay here. The playoffs of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ debate competition are gradually winding down. On Wednesday, Akunna Divine Chidimma faces Adepetu Adenike at 4 o'clock to debate the topic. Tertiary institutions should be responsible for entrance examinations, not JAMB. At 5 o'clock, Jeremiah Amarachi Joy faces Babalola Deborah Oluwalope on the topic. Politicians are responsible for the high level of corruption in the country, not the people. I am Yvonne Okhaifo. Join Femi Obong-Daniels and me 4 p.m. on Wednesday to catch the action. I Beg to Differ Season 7. 32 debaters, 1 winner, 1 million naira. Supported by Obiwizi and Just Food. For sponsorship, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
So welcome to the debate proper. This is debate day 7. 1 more day to go. Tomorrow we'll close it out. Tonight, 2 more candidates will qualify into the round of 16, and we're soon about to make the determination as to which of Divine or Adenike will progress.
That's right. The motion supporter is 16-year-old Adepetu Adenike, a student of Pacific Comprehensive College. She's an SS2 and she is supporting the motion that tertiary institutions should be responsible for entrance examinations, not JAMB. Adenike, your 3 minutes start now.
Good day, prospective judges, accurate timekeeper, my moderator, beautiful audience, and of course, my humble co-debater. My name is Adepetu Adenike from Pacific Comprehensive College, and I'm here in institutions at higher levels of higher education to go to after secondary school in order to gain more knowledge to cater for our future career. The full meaning of JAMB is Joint Administration Matriculation Board. JAMB is an entrance exam in which students write in order to gain entrance into Nigerian tertiary institutions. Well, permit me to ask a question which will invariably unfold the weight and significance of that notion. How do you think relying solely on JAMB captures the unique potential and talents of individual students? Initially, JAMB was established to create a uniform and standardized process for admitting students into tertiary institutions. This will help to ensure that prospective students are assessed based on the same criteria, fostering fairness and transparency. However, the desired outcome of this board has now become an unwanted result. Over the years, after JAMB has carried out the entrance exam in the Vanguard newspaper, according to the bulletin, just in 1 year, 89 candidates were caught for examination malpractice by proxy. 32 candidates were caught for smuggling mobile phones and other devices into the examination hall. 26 candidates were caught for convenience to cheating. 24 candidates were caught in attempt to cheating. Also, 9 students were listed for unruly behavior. 7 candidates were found to have tampered with the examination document. 3 candidates were caught for forceful entrance, while 1 candidate was found to have faked vital documents. Considering all this, no one cares to ask why this body is still responsible for conducting the entrance exam. Okay, the inconsistency of JAMB is one that makes heads hang in despair. The constant fluctuation of JAMB cutoff mark has now, to accommodate failure, has now become a disgusting character of JAMB. JAMB has lowered their cutoff mark severally, from the known cutoff for university from 180 to 130. And as if that is not enough, I've not seen a dip to score like 120. For God's sake, 120 is too low of a score to be discovered for admitting students into tertiary institution. But JAMB has now been with the habit of going with the wind of failure by accommodating such degrading score. There's also been some cases whereby students who performed excellently and brilliantly well in this JAMB examination were denied admission into tertiary institution. Some attribute this to the closure of school portal, but to look at it from the point of view where the school examination is the sole examination candidates are meant to write, there will hardly be any time of JAMB taking time to release candidate scores to schools, or these excellent and brilliant students missing out on getting admitted. Another reason why tertiary institutions should conduct entrance exam, because these complaints of students failing or performing below average due to CBT or system malfunction will be cut off, as every institution will adopt any pattern that is easy for them to assess their students in all fairness and equity. I believe my opponent will never wish that she gets a lesser score than its actual abilities due to CBT malfunction, but rather her desired university conduct those entrance exams. Another reason that me every time it gets to happen is the ever-changing price of JAMB form yearly. Last 2 years, it was 5,700 naira. Now it is 6,000 naira. This thing increases all the time. And one begins to ask whether these people fixing this price have any idea of the current economic situation. JAMB has seen this as a money-making venture. This is fraud, and one of the contrary reasons why JAMB has to pack its bag out of our lives. Thank you.
Right on time. Right on time. 16-year-old Adepetu Adenike, a student of Pacific Comprehensive College, has just opened her argument. We will hear from her opponent, Akunna Divine, also 16 years old, a student of Ikorodu Senior High School. She's in SS3. Divine, you are opposing the motion that tertiary institutions should be responsible for entrance examinations, not JAMB. Your 3 minutes start now.
Good evening, the moderator, panel of judges, accurate and my co-debaters, and my ever-attentive audience. My name is Akunna Divine from Ikorodu High School, here to oppose the motion which is tertiary institutions should respond for entrance examination, not JAMB. I oppose the motion because of uniformity, reduced corruption, reduced stress, merit-based selection, fairness, resource allocation, quality assurance, and enhanced transparency. I oppose the motion because of uniformity. JAMB ensures uniformity in the admission process across various institutions, preventing biases and favoritism. JAMB ensures uniformity by administering the same examination to all applicants regardless of the institution, as stated by the official JAMB website. In addition, it reduces corruption. JAMB reduces corruption opportunities by minimizing interaction between the students and their faculty. A study by the International Transparency shows that JAMB minimizes corruption by reducing the interaction between students and faculty. Also, it reduces stress. Applicants only need to sit for one centralized exam, which is JAMB, compared to various multiple institutions, specific exam organized by institution. According to the report by the educational psychologist, it stated that students feel less stressed and anxious while sitting for a single centralized exam like JAMB. Also, it increases merit-based selection. JAMB examination allows for merit-based selection, ensuring that only students who are qualified are admitted. JAMB annual report constantly shows that admission into tertiary institution is primarily based on student performance in JAMB examination. Also, it increases fairness. JAMB provides a level playground for all applicants, regardless of their socioeconomic background and geographical location. According to the report, According to a report by the National Education Organization, it states that JAMB promotes fairness in its admission process by giving applicants equal opportunities, despite their social economical background. Also, resource allocation. Institution can actually allocate these resources used in conducting entrance examination into development of this infrastructure of their school. Report from some tertiary institutions has shown that these resources that are saved up for not conducting tertiary examination have been used to greatly improve the facilities and resources of the school. Also, quality assurance. JAMB maintain quality assurance in the admission process by ensuring that only students who meet specific benchmark are admitted. According to the report by the National University Commission, it stated that JAMB enhances the role of admission process by administering standardized evaluation of examination, and also it enhances transparency. JAMB enhances transparency by ensuring standardized evaluation in the admission process, thereby facilitating greater efficiency of the students. According to a report from the International Audit and JAMB, it emphasizes and highlighted the role of JAMB transparent nature in enhancing transparency. Also, it increases flexibility in admission criteria.
All right. You hear performances of this nature, and the first thing that comes into your mind is that Wahala will never finish in this country.
Wahala never ever finishes.
Yeah.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Well, Lagos, you have heard the presentation round. We are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. You do not want to miss the action in the live studio, so just go to Facebook, go to YouTube, and type Nigeria Info. You see the live stream pop up. We will take a short break.
So tomorrow's Wahala generation has been born already.
Indeed. Anyway, Lagos, let's take a short break. When we'll come back, you will hear the rebuttal round. Stay here.
Lagos, if you've been thinking about getting a gadget upgrade, then you'll be interested in the info I'm about to give you, especially if you're trying not to break the bank in getting a brand new one. And the part that gets me is that their gadgets come with a warranty. Yes, I'm not joking, Lagos. Pre-owned gadgets with a warranty. Let me introduce you to Obiwizi, Nigeria's pioneer e-commerce platform for pre-owned gadgets with a warranty. Yes, here you can purchase all your favorite gadgets and quality accessories, both brand new and pre-owned. You can also trade in your older devices to get a newer model in a simple and convenient way. To crown it all, when you decide to sell off your device to meet that important cash obligation, Obiwizi is your guy. They've got you any day, anytime. So what are you waiting for? You can call 0813-943-5241. 0813-943-5241. For more updates, you can also follow their social media platforms on Instagram at ObiWeezyCare. That is in small letters ObiWeezyCare, or on X at Obiwiezi. That is in small letters ObiWeezy. And they will definitely respond to your emails if you send them a message at info@obiweezy.com. That is info@obiweezy.com. With convenient offline and pickup stores in Ikeja, Lekki, Abuja, and Bini, Obiwiezi delivers nationwide. Visit www.obiweezy.com today. That is www.obiweezy.com today, and upgrade your gadgets the easy way.
Welcome back. Time to proceed to the rebuttal rounds between 16-year-old Adenike Adepetu, SS2 student of Pacific Comprehensive College, and her opponent, Divine Chidimma Akunna, also 16, an SS3 student of Ikorodu Senior High School.
That's right. And for this round, we'll start with the motion opposer, who happens to be Divine Akunna. Divine, your 3 minutes start now.
Good evening. I still remain Akunna Divine, and these are my rebuttals. My opponent didn't mention a lot of points, but I'll start with what she mentioned. She said cheating. I don't still understand why you said that JAMB still allows cheating. JAMB's use of advanced security measures such as biometric verification and CCTV surveillance has greatly reduced examination malpractice as recorded by the Nigerian Security Defense Civil Cause. Also, she mentioned inconsistency cutoff mark. Yes, JAMB is reducing the cutoff mark because they want a greater admission of students into tertiary institutions. Imagine a report from JAMB website stated that 146.7%, mentioned that 1,456 people, candidates, got above 300 in their JAMB score and yet still didn't get admission into the university. This is because even when they pass the JAMB examination, this institution make it harder for them to gain admission, by leaving them lying waste in the society. Also, you said that JAMB price is high, but I would like to prove this to you. I'm a Yoruba girl and I'm trying to study in Enugu. Can you calculate the fee I'll spend traveling from Lagos to Enugu? And also, applicants also have to prepare really hard and, add up everything. The cost of me traveling down from Lagos to Enugu is very, very high. And yet, I might not still get admission because they make the entrance examination very much harder to filter some people. Then you said failures. Well, I would say that people don't get admission or they fail JAMB because of ignorance, wrong combination, not being able to use the gadgets, computer, not anything. So I'd still stamp it that JAMB should be responsible for entrance examination, not institution. Thank you.
All right, then.
She lands her case. A round of applause. How much more time did she have?
Well, she had over a minute.
Ah.
But she did say that her opponent, we're about to find out what her opponent thinks about that.
Okay.
Lagos, it is time to hear from Adepetu Adenike. She will now rebut the points made by Akunna Divine. Adenike, your 3 minutes start now.
All protocols duly observed. It's me, Adepetu Adenike here. Coming to I beg to differ from points made by my opponent. Well, my opponent said that I said that JAMB allows people to cheat, and I never said that. I said that more cheating is conducted in JAMB. You see that every year JAMB brings out people who are engaged in examination malpractice, but we can partly say that it's not all those people that were caught that were actually engaged in those examination malpractice. What about people who are not caught? They enter tertiary institutions like that. You also said that JAMB is a standardized body. Yeah, initially, like I said in the beginning, JAMB was created standardized. However, students has now corrupted this body. Have you visited JAMB centers? Is it that there's no cross ventilation? Sometimes no electricity. Sometimes it's even problem of poor connection. So I will not probably come out to say that JAMB is a standardized body. One question I have is that why is it only tertiary institution that decides who enters tertiary institution and who does not in Nigeria? You said that you travel from Enugu or from this thing. That's in case of JAMB. Another reason why tertiary institutions conduct entrance exam is because there have been some cases whereby some students are posted to an entirely different different states to write their exam with the lame excuse that all centers in the candidate's desired states are filled up. The candidate has no other choice than to go to this travel on unknown highways and also incur unplanned expenses. My opponent, how do you think this is emotionally and financially to the part of these candidates' parents? How do you think that this is fair? It is not. Then you also said that there was a case whereby some people got 300 in their JAMB. Please, can you list that case out or can you bring out your information? I implore you, my opponent, to speak facts and not lullabies. You also said that it minimizes corruption. Oh, it minimizes corruption in what way? So you're not telling me that examinations are now the main cause of corruption in this country? No, do not say that. You also said that it creates fairness. Some people fall sick during these examinations. They have family members who died and they had to go for the burial. So what are you telling me that it creates fairness? They now have to wait 1 more year to write an entrance exam just to enter into tertiary institutions? No. We all can attest to the fact that JAMB has more disadvantages than advantages. In recent times, it has not only lost its value, it now seems like an old rag whose exists is just by the corner. You said if they don't write JAMB, they have to write various multiple institutions. For God's sake, it's just an institution. It's if you feel that you have to keep on going to more and more institutions. That's when it becomes a problem. But if you are smart, then you will not have to carry out multiple institutions. And yeah. You said that it's quality assurance for... No, you rebutted my part when I said that the fees of JAMB is high. I don't say the fees of JAMB is high. I said that the forms are high. Like I said, the last 3 or 4 years, JAMB form was 5,700 naira, and it is now 6,000 naira. I want my opponent to let it sink into a subconscious mind that it is better for tertiary institutions to conduct entrance exam and not JAMB.
Thank you. Rebuttal rounds done and dusted.
It is hot in here.
Yeah,
Is it just me?
pretty interesting.
Interesting.
What
indeed.
a debate.
What a debate indeed. From these young, feisty women, Lagos. Go to the live streams on Facebook and on YouTube to catch the action live. Nigeria Info, I beg to differ. When we come back from this short break, you will hear their closing arguments. This is I Beg to Differ Season 7. Stay here.
Back at you with some news that you can use. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you are out there and you are a fan of the sweet things, I'm talking ice cream, but you know that you are lactose intolerant. Indeed, more than 70% of, people who are black have been said to be lactose intolerant. So I am likely talking to somebody who needs the information that I'm dropping on them. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Just the Light non-dairy ice cream. This is Nigeria's first plant-based ice cream suitable for individuals who are lactose intolerant and those who just want to indulge. Yes, this is for you. It is conveniently available at all major supermarkets and stores nationwide. Manufactured and distributed by Just Food Limited, Just the Light non-dairy ice cream can be purchased online at www.justfood.ng. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are you waiting for? Go out there, get yourself a piece of this sweetness, and welcome to the lactose intolerant side of life.
Welcome back.
Welcome back indeed. It is now time to hear the closing arguments. Divine Akunna Chidimma is 16 years old. She is our fourth candidate from Ikorodu Senior High School, representing the school. About the fourth or fifth, I cannot count now because the fifth one, the sixth in this season. Look at you. You people just want to ensure that one of you wins this season. Anyway, that is good. I see a message here asking, why is it only students from Ikorodu Senior High School? Funny. Her opponent is Adepetu Adenike. She is also 16 years old, a student of Pacific Comprehensive College. She's in SS2. Before we went on the break, you heard the presentation and the rebuttal rounds. You will now hear the closing arguments. And for this round, we will return to the motion supporter, Adepetu Adenike. You have 3 minutes. Yes,
you.
You are the motion supporter, so you have 3 minutes to rest your argument. And those 3 minutes start now.
All protocols duly observed. Is me, Adepetu Adenike, in my closing point to drop or close all points made by my opponents. My opponent said that tertiary institutions make their exams easy. Please, have you gone to tertiary institutions and you have seen that they made their exams easily? For Christ's sake, these people are going to higher educations and you're telling me that they will make their exams easy. No, this JAMB that you're talking about, sometimes their workers or this thing release questions or answers to the questions that will later come out. So you cannot tell me that they make their exams easy. I personally would suggest that universities and polytechnics set up their own committees and boards to conduct their entrance exam instead of a generalized body like JAMB. Every institution is unique here, so using a general body or a general exam might not necessarily fit into the school's need. I feel that it is time for us to borrow a leaf from other countries by conducting our own entrance exam rather than a centralized body like JAMB. And like I said, JAMB was created for fairness. It was created for standardization. But initially, that's not what we're seeing today. This is one of the reasons why JAMB needs to be scrapped. Now, except from people cheating in examination hall, we have now seen cases of whereby people no longer write examination. They impersonate and they get their scores. Sometimes these people have these students that go to write JAMB examination, they already have their questions, they already have the answers. And another point I want to redress is when my opponent said it creates uniformity and flexibility. How how does JAMB create uniformity and flexibility? JAMB is an entrance exam, yeah? And you cannot tell me that you don't watch news, that you don't see people when they come out for examination malpractice. Put that apart. You also said that it prevents favoritism. Excuse me, are you trying to tell me that tertiary institutions are now the one supporting favoritism in the admission process? No, you cannot tell me that if a politician's son should come now cheat in the examination, do you tell me that this body will actually bring out these people? No. This JAMB do not even give as strict punishment as tertiary institutions would give. Tertiary institutions, when you don't pass the examination, they tell you to go, or you can also come and write it again in 2 months, 3 days, 4 days. But you see, JAMB, you have to wait 1 extra year. That's all I have to say to count my opponents, every point made by my opponents. And also, lastly, I want my opponent to let this sink into our subconscious mind that it is better for JAMB, for tertiary institutions to conduct entrance examination, not a centralized body like JAMB. Thank you.
Right on time. And now over to you, Divine. It is time to rest your arguments, and that time starts now.
I still remain Akunna Divine, and these are my closing arguments. 1, I strongly oppose the motion because of national recognition, data-driven decisions, cost-effectiveness, efficiency, national integration, standardized evaluation, and prevention of examination malpractice. I oppose the motion because of national recognition. JAMB exam increased the educational recognition of Nigerian educational system, facilitating the mobility of Nigerian students abroad. According to a report by the international educational organizations such as UNESCO, reported the role of JAMB in facilitating the mobility of Nigerian students abroad. Apart from that, it increases data-driven decisions. JAMB bodies collect valuable data from students, and these data are used to reform educational policies and curriculum developments. These data gotten from these students are used by policymakers and stakeholders to ensure and make informed decisions. Also, cost effectiveness. Conducting a single centralized examination like JAMB is much more cost-effective than each institution conducting their own entrance examination. According to the report by the National Educational Research Development Council, it states that conducting a centralized examination like JAMB is much more cost-effective than each institution conducting their own entrance examination. Then it is efficient. JAMB ensures efficiency by reducing the administrative burden on the applicant and stakeholders. Also, it increases national integration. JAMB promotes national integration by providing equal opportunities for both the applicant and for applicants from diverse regions of Nigeria. Also, standardized evaluation. JAMB examination allows for standardized evaluation of student performance across various institutions. Comparative analysis of this student performance across institutions have shown that JAMB offers standardized evaluation. Then prevention of examination malpractice. A centralized examination like JAMB is easier to control and monitor by reducing the incidence of examination malpractice. JAMB's use of advanced security measures such as biometric verification, CCTV surveillance have greatly reduced the incidence of examination malpractice as reported by the Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps. Also, I'll be going to about my opponent's point. My opponent said that JAMB is not easy, but I'll stand to disagree that JAMB is actually more easy because when you want to write JAMB, they bring out curriculums which you can read and easily pass your examination except you're not smart. I said JAMB does not ensure fairness. I beg to differ because JAMB ensures fairness than each institution. Imagine me being I'll still use that instance. Imagine me being a Yoruba girl and I'm trying to school in Enugu. Don't you think that these institutions who actually prefer someone from their state to me, so they would actually make it more favorable for the person from their state than me that is not from their state? Thank you.
What a match. What a debate, Lagos.
No doubt.
I beg to differ, season 7. It gets better than this, by the way, because you haven't seen the round of 16 just yet. And we have another round to go. So stay here, Lagos.
And now that it's over in terms of the input, unless, of course, we do have a tie, it's up to the judges now to determine who of these two young minds will progress to the round of 16. We cannot wait to hear from you two. And we're already seeing some comments from some of you. I can't see you live on Facebook. That's a message from on WhatsApp from one of our listeners. I would recommend you check on YouTube, and I do hope that our digital team will consider that. We'll see how that goes. But please search for Nigeria Info on YouTube if you're having a hard time catching the live stream on Facebook.
That's right. And while we await the judges' verdicts, I see that you have some comments to make, Femi.
Yes, most certainly. I noticed that you jotted a few.
Indeed,
so,
I did.
Let me. I was, whenever I saw you writing, I chose not to write because I don't want us doing the same point. But let me quickly look at a couple. What's the full meaning of JAMB, Adenike?
The full meaning of JAMB is Joint Administration Matriculation Board.
Are you absolutely certain?
Joint Administration. Yeah.
No, you're wrong. It's the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board. Okay? I thought you said Joint Administration initially. I asked you so to be sure. Okay? And there were a few other things that you could work on, like when you said students has now. You do know
subject verb agreement.
So yes.
Top on my list, by the way.
Yes, yes. And the word is incur, not incur. Okay, you incur somebody's wrath. It's called incurring, not incur. Okay, it doesn't have an e at the end. It doesn't sound like curing. Okay. And try to say committees. Okay, that word appeared twice. Committees, because you are a student. Okay, you're not. It's not like people are not going to understand what you're saying if you say committee but it's committee. Okay, because you're a student. Something you said that confused me a little bit when you said. Initially, that's not what we are seeing today. I got confused. You had said something about the initial stage of JAMB, that was what it was set up for. And then you finished and then say, initially, that's not what we see today. So the initially should not have been there. You could have said, but that's not what we see today.
Right.
What else? Yes. You asked if Divine doesn't watch news. You said, oh, you want to tell me you don't watch news? What do you think is missing there? There's an article. You don't watch the news. Okay? That's missing. And the word is favoritism, not favoritism, like you said. You said it twice. Okay? That's to you, Adenike. And to you, Divine, you also said favoritism. It's favorite. Favoritism. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So how many syllables are that? Favoritism. 4. If you say favoritism, you've added one more syllable that does not exist. It becomes favoritism, 5 syllables. But it's favoritism, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. Also, socio-economic background, not socio-economical background, okay? Economic background. If you say socio-economical, you are referring to something else, okay? Which refers to a deliberate attempt to reserve something. So it means something else. And it's surveillance. Surveillance. You're sending some surveillance or something like that. And there's a part where you said, according to so and so, it says, you said that, I caught it at least twice.
Right.
According to so and so, it says, you don't need the it says. According to so and so, this happens, okay?
Yes, sir.
Unless you want to say, well, I saw a report which says, do you understand? Oh, there's a report I need to share with you. It says, or that report says, but if you say, according to the Bible, stealing is not good. You don't say, according to the Bible. It says stealing, do you understand? That will help you. And finally, you did say more easy. I'm sure you wanted to say easier. And to express degree, you might say much easier, not more easy or more easier. Okay? Let's leave it at that. A couple more you want to add?
Just add it's computer, not computer. Okay? Computer. And then it is criteria, not criterias. The singular form of that word is criterion.
Yeah.
The plural, it's already in the plural state, so you cannot say criterias. Is that clear? And that's to both of you, by the way. Of course, I'd like to reiterate the subject-verb agreement. If you are referring to one subject, you know what a subject is. It comes before the verb. So if you say, for instance, JAMB, you must say maintains, not JAMB maintain. JAMB maintains, okay? But if you want to say JAMB bodies, for instance, bodies, plural, maintain, so the S leaves that verb. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd also like for you to take note of these two words. They sound similar, but they're different. One is to exit. The other is to exist. Okay, exit, exist, and that's to you. I understand that in rapid speech sometimes you know your words are all jumbled up and all of that, but just to take note of that. And then there's a difference between significant and significance, and that's to you, Nike. When something is significant, that is the adjective. You're describing it. It is something that is laudable. It is important, okay? But the significance of it becomes a noun. Do you understand? So when you say it is significant, it's an adjective. That thing you're describing, you're using significance to describe something. But when you want to refer to its significance, you are talking about it. Do you understand? So significance is an adjective, significance is a noun. So you say the significance of JAMB, not the significant of JAMB. Do you understand? You do not say the significant of JAMB. You say the significance.
It's just like relevant and relevance.
Yes. I believe I do not want to
Let's leave it at
before you with so many more.
Yep.
But yeah.
So it's time now.
Decision time, we see.
Yes, to go to the scorecard.
Oh, dear, dear, dear.
Adenike and Divine, two spirited debaters. We've got to say bye-bye to one of them. So straight to the scorecard of the chief judge, I go. For the presentation rounds, Dr. Chike Ngbeadiche scores Nike or Adenike 15 points. Divine 11.5 points. Rebuttal rounds, Adenike 5, Divine 4.5. Closing rounds, Adenike 5.5, Divine 7. For style, Adenike 6.5, Divine 6. For a total of 32 points to Adenike and 29 to Divine.
And that brings us to Judge Ufoma's scorecard. And for presentation, Akunna takes it home by just 1 point. And that's 14 to Akunna Divine and 13 to Adenike. For rebuttals, Nike takes the round by a margin of 5 with 13.5 awarded to her and 8 points awarded to Divine.
5.5 actually.
5.5, that's right. Then for closing, we see a significant swing in Akunna's favor by 10, in fact. Adenike is awarded 4 points, while Divine gets 14 points. For style, Adenike takes the edge with 8 points, and Divine is awarded 7 points, with a total of 38.5 to 43 in favor of Akunna Divine.
It's going to be interesting. Unanimity goes out the window. So the first two judges have gone their separate ways.
Right.
What do the next two decide?
Let's see.
George Ama Ekove. Yes, yes, Yes. I like the sound, just for effect. To make your heart thump a little. Okay, let's do this. For the presentation round on Judge Ama's scorecard. Divine, 16 points. Adenike, 15 points. Rebuttal rounds. Divine, 6 points. Adenike, 8 points. Closing rounds. Divine, 8.5 points. Adenike, 7 points. Style, 6 apiece. For a total of 36.5 points to Divine, and by half a point, 36 points to Adenike.
And now we are down to Judge Ishioma's scorecard. And it gets interesting, Femi.
Yes.
Gets pretty
so
interesting.
Divine leads 2-1.
That's
on
right.
the scorecard.
We'll see what Judge Ishiyoma has to say.
Remember, it comes down to the margins.
That's right, indeed. For style, she awards 7 points to Adenike and 6 points to Divine. For presentation, Adenike takes it home with 16 points, while Divine gets 12.5 points. For rebuttal, Judge Ishiyoma awards 3 points to Divine and 6 points to Adenike. For closing, she awards 5 points to Adenike and 6 points to Divine, with a total of 34 to 27.5 in favor of Adenike.
Oh dear. So it is indeed a split decision.
That's right.
Between the two judges. It's down now to the bare margins.
And bear in mind that the margins are slim, quite slim.
Very slim. In Judge Ishoma's scorecard, it is a margin, so to speak, of 6.5 points in favor of Adenike. In Judge Ufoma's scorecard, it's a margin of 4.5 points in favor of Akunna. In Judge Ama's scorecard, I'll come to her later. In the Chief Judge's scorecard, it is a margin of 3 points in favor of Adenike. And in Judge Ama's scorecard, it's a 0.5 margin in favor of Divine. The total comes to 29 plus 43 plus 36.5 plus 27.5 equals 136 points for one of these two candidates. 136 points. For the other candidates, it's 32.38.5 plus 36 plus 34, which totals 140.5. A swing of 4.5 points only for the winner and qualifier to the round of 16. Please put your hands together to Adenike Adepetu of Pacific Comprehensive College.
Now that you've done that, I can breathe, Femi. That was really something. Adenike had her heart in her mouth. Akunna had her heart in her mouth. And I had my heart in my mouth as well. Congratulations to you both. Divine, thank you for coming back. Thank you. We are immensely proud of you.
My own heart was out of my mouth because it's left my body because I had to speak. I put it on the table.
Indeed.
Let me put it back.
Divine, thank you so much for coming back. And I just like to say, I take this lesson home that if at first you don't succeed, you try and try and try again. Unfortunately, you're in SS3. You may not be able to try at this again.
You will not bless, I beg to differ.
But
again,
if you want something badly, do not give up, okay? As long as you have the time, please keep trying. I am immensely proud of you and thank you so much for coming back, okay? To you, Adenike, you're a greenhorn. This is your first time. Congratulations, and congratulations on advancing to the round of 16. We look forward to seeing what you will do in that round. Bear in mind that whoever wins at 5 o'clock will be your opponent in the round of 16. But in the meantime, here is your topic for the round of 16. We urge you to go and do justice, okay? Remember, you have to prepare for both sides of the topic. We'll have to let you both go. Do not get up yet. Sit down. Let's see if we can squeeze in just one comment because we've got limited time. I see a comment here that says, hello, Femi.
The biggest stories around the world.
3,298 inmates on death row in Nigeria prison.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.